Pretty bold, aren't we? I'll take care of you myself.
Reload. 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 Startด้วย 3, 2, 1, go!
STPL. Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. My name is Kix. You are joining me for to start us off with DM versus CWT. We've got a PvP to start us off between Tech and Fear. We're going to have a TBZ between Torsan and Zoom. We're then going to have a PvP between Bonbon and Dark. And then we're going to have a PvT between Nimrod and Lick. So that should be good. We've got a good set of matchups today. I'm already running late, so I'm just going to jump straight into the first game. And then we can get started with today's STPL. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we have in the yellow, fighting for CWT, it's Fear. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner in the pink, fighting for DM, it's Tech. So once again, you'll notice I started about 10 minutes late. I was all about ready to get myself going to stream, and then I got distracted, and then time passed way quicker than I thought it was going to be. So we're back to square one. But is it really a day of STPL without me being late? To be honest, does BSL start on time? I don't even know. I remember when I used to watch BSL, it was always a little bit late, so that's fine. We've got Tech scouting out a little bit sooner than his opponent. He's also going to get the first scout in terms of he'll see where his opponent's probe is coming from and should immediately turn around. Cat's Paw in chat saying this game we should fear Tech, as in fear AI. Maybe Tech is Skynet, maybe that's why Fear fears him, but not too sure. Now we've got a PvP classic matchup. I think the first game I saw on this map back in Pro League was a PvP, and the first game I think we had on this map in STPL was Telecom versus someone in a PvP as well, and both players like Proxy 2 gated, so I don't know. Like PvP, pretty standard match. Pretty standard matchup in the STPL over the last 4 years. There's been lots of PvPs. Although interestingly enough, there's not been as many as I thought there would be. Now I actually did the stats for this in the retrospective I did after season 4, and if you actually look, so there's been 416 matches played. This was before the latest season. So there's 400 matches played, 1718 sets played. Now, there's only, well, actually there's been 251 PvPs. That's not as many as the non-mirrors, but in terms of mirrors, that's almost, or that's nearly double TBT and ZBT. If you add them together, that's just over what the PvPs are, which is kind of crazy. If anyone's interested in looking at the retrospective I put together, this was at the end of Season 4, please head on over to this link here that's just going to appear in both chats, and you can have a look at that. In terms of what's going on, we've got the second gateway coming in for both players after the core, so both players going for 2-gate goon range. Well, 1-gate goon range into second gate, fairly standard opening in PvP these days, especially on a flat map such as Judgment Day. I mentioned this the other day, but I've been playing quite a lot of what's it called? AoE 4 recently. So my mind's been kind of filled with AoE knowledge that I don't need because I'm not any good at AoE. But still I want to get a little bit better. I've been playing a lot of 4v4 with like Cadenzium people in the Brood War Discord, which have been quite fun. Team games are fun. I think I'd probably like team games in Brood War if Terran wasn't so like bio-focused. Cat's Paw, the incredibly terrible dad joke again. We've got a pretty good engagement here with Tech taking a little bit of a victory. I thought Fear was going to do better there, but Tech comes in, keeps his Zealot alive, as well as nearly killing the other Dragoon. The damaged Dragoon moving to the back. Good micro by Fear as he moves on forward to try and push his way back out. The Zealot eats all the damage, but it's now 3 versus 3. One of the Dragoons is very heavily damaged, so that's going to go down very fast. Nice move back by Tech, going to keep that back Dragoon alive. And Tech once again taking an incredible engagement. Now we've got the Robo Facility coming in, whereas we've got Fear going for 3 gates. So Fear is going for an all-in here. Tech is going to be the one hoping to tech up, keeping with his namesake, and go for a Reavers most likely, but I think we'll probably see an Observatory first, because he doesn't technically know what his opponent's doing as of yet, so he does have to be careful. But Tech is going to have a little bit of trouble. If he sits too far out on the map, eventually these 3 gates will start to kick in. 3 Dragoons going to be popping out at relatively the same time here. Is going to make this a very difficult engagement for Tech to win. But let's have a look as we get into this engagement. Looks like it's 4 versus 4. Tech getting a little bit of an advantage again. Somehow, the perfect engagements by Tech over and over again keeps his Dragoons to the back alive. Tech with very, very good PvP micro. That is incredible. Trading so well there. And now he's going to be pushing in. Now he's going to see the 3 gates, and he is going to have to probably fall back. 3 Dragoons, full health, and he's not going to be able to beat those. We do have the Observatory coming in, no Robo Bay, but this is the time Fear has it. Oh my god. Tech somehow gets a better trade when he has 3 heavily damaged Dragoons. Fear targeted the wrong Dragoon there, and that is a big miss micro that could actually cause him a lot of pain here. Tech getting in. It takes 3 volleys to kill a Dragoon at the moment when you've got 4 Dragoons out here. Wallam does go down, trades 2 for 2, and gets back out with his 2 pretty high health Dragoons, only taking shield damage. But eventually this run of luck by Tech is going to have to end, because he can't really afford to keep trading. He's down in gateways, he's got his Tech coming in, which is the big bonus. But the problem is, like, eventually the Dragoon count of Fear is going to get too high, especially when Tech has decided to try and expand as well. Fear still has a chance of coming back and do a timing here, but Tech definitely preparing for this. He's got the pylon out the front to soak up some of the Dragoon shots if he doesn't micro correctly. And given how good Tech's micro has been this game so far, I definitely give him the advantage in any Dragoon versus Dragoon battles. We got the first Reaver coming in as well, and when you kind of get into 2 Reavers, that is essentially when you say goodbye to do your all-in. Like, you can't really all-in into 2 Reavers unless you get incredibly lucky and you kill their shuttle or something. Like, it is something that you can do, but still. Definitely don't want to get involved with that one. Okay, so both players just going to sit back now and try and defend for a little bit. Fear realistically should push at some point, because if he tries to expand now, he's just going to get further and further behind. He has to do damage, and that is why Tech is in such an incredible position, because all Tech has to do is not make a mistake, or not make a large mistake. Even if you make like a small mistake here, you can still recover. You'll still have a lead, or at the very least you'll come out even. But if he makes a massive mistake, he could still technically lose the game. So kind of the onus of getting a victory here is on Fear. It's not really like Fear getting a victory here is so difficult. It's more up to Tech to lose the game than it is for him to win. But that's something that you kind of have to pay attention to. Fear obviously is going to get his Nexus. Tech has been mining from his second base for a while, but his probe count still isn't that much higher. So it means even though he's got a pretty big supply lead, it's mostly an army, which means he is going to use this to push. Now this is the kind of move that if Fear can defend this, he has a chance of winning the game. Now obviously Tech is so far ahead it might be difficult to defend here, but if he gets a lucky snipe on the shuttle as it comes over this high ground, then he could be in a very good spot. But Tech not going to fall for that, brings his shuttle with his army, and he is going to be heading up to try and take down Fear here. I think this is likely going to be the end of the game in some way or the other, but it looks like Tech with some incredible Scarabs already. Dragoon's moving forward to try to snipe the shuttle, but that's not going to work. Another big Scarab hit. So much damage done to Fear here, and so little damage done to Tech's army. Tech is still incredibly far ahead, and it is only going to get worse here from Fear. A great micro on the Reavers as well. GG, Fear taps out, and Tech wins game number 1. Okay, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with game number 2.
You got it? Ready?
Okay guys, welcome back. We are here for game number 2 between DM and Torsan. Starting us off down here in the bottom left hand corner, it's Zoom. Just the guy in the chat, good to see you again, it's been a long time. And starting us off here in the top right hand corner, fighting in the blue for DM, it's Torsan. Okay, so TVZ. First TVZ I've actually seen. Wait, I saw one on Wednesday, on Monday, didn't I? Terra played against Drone. I don't know, my memory is getting worse, I swear. Yeah, we should have a 12 hatch coming in here from Zoom. Fairly standard opening in TVZ. We've got an in-base barracks for Torsan, so not doing anything too crazy either. Oops, sorry. I went to make a drink during that break because I completely forgot to make a drink before I started. So I was like, okay, I better get a drink before the second game, so I extended the break a little bit, got back, and it's still too hot to drink. That is the problem with making tea. So I'm currently suffering with no drink. I should have probably got some water as well, but I'm not very smart. Okay, we've got the supply depot coming in here as well. There's no gas so far. We're actually going to have a gas steal come in now. Gas stealing in TVZ is honestly not the biggest deal. Like, getting gas stall in TVZ is kind of like, well, whatever. You're going to get the second barracks first anyway. And if you wanted to have a factory, you would have already had your gas. So, it's just going to... I mean, he is going to be forced to kind of kill it. But honestly, like, this isn't the most impactful play. Like, unlike in TVP where you get gas stall and it's just awful. Oh my god, he actually kills the drone. I mean, he would have killed the drone eventually anyway, but oh my god, he's not going to kill the drone. Yes, he is. Never mind. Now, if that drone somehow survives... no, there we go. I was going to say... Yeah, like, he did want the gas anyway, so he is going to get his upgrades for his bio as soon as possible. We'll see an academy coming in soon as well. You don't normally go for 2 racks into an engineering bay, so we'll probably see not see +1.5 racks. I mean, you obviously can still do that technically, but it's kind of not the common build anymore. People have kind of gone back to the 2 racks academy of days old. And there we go, the academy coming in behind the mineral line. Meanwhile, over on the other side of the map, 2-hatch lair coming in, 2-hatch muta. It's kind of weird. TVZ feels like it kind of reverted itself. Because in like 2009, every game was like 2-hatch muta against 2 racks academy. Right, then +1.5 racks started getting popular in like 2010 and 2011. But it didn't really like come into full fruition until like 2017 when Flash came back. And then everyone was doing +1.5 racks, right? And then people started doing the Valconic build that Fancy and Uve kind of designed in 2010. And then everyone switched back to like, everyone switched back to 2 racks academy. Because people like Zerg figured out how to counter +1.5 racks, so they switched to Valconic. They figured out how to like counter Valconic, so they're like, okay, well, we'll go back to 2 racks academy, and all that meant was Zerg just moved back to 2-hatch muta again, because guess what, it worked before, it's gonna work again. Now there is an evolution in ZVT where in 2009, if you went 2-hatch muta, you were pretty all in. Like, there wasn't really an economic 2-hatch muta back then that people played very often. I mean, there was, but people more than likely went, we're going to go for 2-hatch muta, and we're either going to kill you with the mutalisks or we're going to be behind, right? That was kind of the way people played 2-hatch muta back in the day, but we've got a kind of more economic style. You can already see the 3rd base is coming up already, and this is such a good evolution for ZVT, because when you're defending against 2-hatch muta, you have to keep your units back at home until you get a decent number of turrets, and as Terran, you don't necessarily want to overbuild turrets. And I mean, in this case, Torsan is actually really gambling, because the mutalisks are already on the way, and his engineering bay isn't even done. Like, we are going to have a scan coming in on the main. He will see the fact there is a spire. He obviously doesn't know it's upgrading, but he is going to have to get lucky here with his medic marine in the middle of the map, lest he takes some damage from the mutas. But no, the turrets are going to finish on time. This is actually really nice timing for his turrets. I thought they'd be a little bit late. It didn't look like they were going to finish in time, but here we are. Oh my god, he's going to lose a medic for free. That is definitely not good. The medics are so unbelievably important in TVZ. Early game, you don't have much gas to begin with, and obviously you don't have much medic energy either. Every stim is a load of damage on your army, and that is why Zerg was so broken in vanilla, because Terran had no way of dealing with mutalisks. Because as soon as you stimmed your marines to try and kill anything, all of your army was half dead, right? It was not good. How they didn't put medics in the game to begin with, I don't know. But recently when I've been playing AoE, Cadenti has sort of seen and come up, or come up, I don't know. But playing this weird like medic marine style where you play archer priest, and it's so frustrating to deal with. You can't do anything. Here we go, back to StarCraft obviously. 8 mutalisks now, no damage done. Only a couple of marines I think have been picked off so far. We've obviously got a factory coming up here from Torsan off of 3 barracks, so he's going to be going for a timing push here with most likely vessels and a couple of tanks. He's not going to make the handbang timing, which is 9 minutes 30, I don't believe. He shouldn't have everything out in time, but he'll still have a pretty good timing opportunity. Obviously the 2-hatch muta not really done anything. The mutalisks are still alive though, they still are a threat. And that is why you see him adding even more turrets on. But I definitely don't think Zoom should overstay his welcome here. He's in a good position. He does have enough to like Mutas to dive a turret, but for some reason he keeps flying where all of them are. Like if he just kills this turret at the top, he might be able to do some more damage. I mean, you can even attack the refinery from here, and there's nothing the turrets can do about it. It looks like we are going to get ready for a little push out here. Torsan wants to go and move out and take a third base, most likely. He does want to check that there's no lurkers set outside his base as well. Lurker upgrade coming in for our Zerg player. Torsan now, still no upgrades for him. +1 only about halfway done. But the Mule's going to come in, catch some of these reinforcements. Doesn't manage to kill the Marine though. That is very lucky, that Marine. He was definitely dead to rights. But there we go, we've got a lot of Muteless here now. One of them incredibly heavily damaged, so he should really send that one back home. Because that is going to die very fast if it's in the front. But Zoom is basically going to be using his time here, using his micro and his effort, trying to make sure that Torsan doesn't actually move out on the map. Because we know, from our view, that he has a base, it's not defended yet. And if Torsan knows about this and flies across the map, then he is going to be in big trouble. Now that heavily damaged Mulis has died. Oh wait, it may have been this one. But either way, one did go down. Beatrice Janson says, why here is one viewer? It's because I'm also streaming on Twitch. There's not many people watching the STPL so far today, but that is why. Not many people watch on YouTube. I think it's because like the chat isn't as busy, so people just watch on Twitch instead. But I actually think that YouTube is a better streaming platform overall. It also auto-uploads all your VODs and stuff for you, so you don't have to do anything. It's great. Sorry for the late reply on that, by the way. You're probably already gone. But nice moves so far. Somehow not losing any of his mutas. Very lucky is Zoom. Torsan not doing too much. Who played the first match? The first match was Tech versus Fear. Okay, losing a couple of muteless here, but still a great position for Zoom against Torsan. We do have the lurkers up here defending now. We also should have some lurkers back here. He should really stick a couple here just to make sure he doesn't try and do any cheeky run-bys, but Torsan is kind of stuck. He does have double engineering bay. The Hambang timing is not in a position where it can happen. He doesn't have any tanks for one, and it's also very late. He's going into vultures with mines. This is very good late game, because if you can split the map with mines, Terran is technically at an advantage, especially on Blue Storm. If you can split the map and go mech, this is so hard for Zoom to be able to break through, but he has to make it that far. And at the moment, that isn't looking likely. Zoom is definitely in control of this game. He's going to take a fourth base as well. And I pressed 0, and it's either given me my win-losses or someone else's. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I pressed 0 by accident. We do have those two vessels out now. We should have Irradiate already finished researching, so we should have double Irradiate very soon. I'll make it very good to deal with the heavily damaged muteless from before. Look at that, that was a big amount of damage, but he managed to kill the one irradiated Mutalisk. That is so unfortunate, but this is so much bio now. He does still have an irradiate. Now, of course, we have a lot of lurkers here. This is going to be very difficult with just Marines to push into, so he is going to play it a little bit safe. Proletarities. I recognize your username, but I can't remember. Are you Lucky Noob? I can't remember. Either way, like, they're saying they're gonna watch on YouTube so they can watch in 240p, and that's in Invidenture as well. Back to the old Brood War days. Hold on, I'll make it more authentic. Wait, what is it? F5? Yeah, now you can watch in 240p and then not be able to tell anything that's going on. This is the true Brood War experience. But yeah, the game definitely didn't look this bad. Now the fourth base is going to go down. Actually finds a lot of Guardians morphing and kills all of them. That is a terrible situation for Zoom to be in. And Torsan has just flipped the game on his head. Oh my goodness. And yeah, the game, like, Old Brood War definitely didn't look that bad. But it definitely didn't look great either, like, I'm not gonna lie. But nice movement so far on the Minute Marine, but Lurker's very strong once they go underground. Radley just popped up in chat. Radley, welcome back. You should unretire. Because we need nukes. What are you doing retiring? No one said you could retire. There is a drone going down to the bottom right hand corner. If he tries to expand down here, that would be hilarious. That would be so funny if he built a hatchery right next to the next to the SCV. I mean, I guess this is some kind of bad rally point, right? Marines coming down here to get the drone. Yeah, I mean, I could understand expanding here because you can defend that with lurkers, but expanding to there is definitely a little bit too much. That is definitely a little bit too much. But we do have 1-0 done so far. Double upgrades coming in now. Interestingly, well, I guess he didn't have the second armory or second engineering base straight away, but he is going to go into an armory now, so going to go into a mech switch. We are going to see a late game TBC on Blue Storm, which is pretty amazing. Okay, now that's the kind of moves you want as a Zerg player if you want to get back against the Terran. Good usage of Irradiate though. I don't think Torsan has actually lost a vessel yet. So he has killed 5 units with Irradiate so far, which is pretty damn good. More and more, oh my god, if that mine went off on all these lurkers, oh that would be so unbelievably cool. Oh, the Defiler, come on. Just walk a little bit forward. Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh no. He doesn't quite get it. Unlucky. We didn't get the sick mine that I was hoping we would. But Irradiate, once again, being used to great value here. Gets that one Defiler. Defiler only getting to use one spell before going down. Another 4 Guardians are coming in. Now, it didn't work before. But will it work this time? We actually have a lot of... Wait. Okay, a single Ling just... yeah, Lurkers can't get through there, so I don't know where he's going. But you definitely don't want to be running that way. That is not good. Vulture's cleared up in the top left. Obviously, we do have Zoom slowly starting to mine out of his bases. Obviously, Zerg mine out a lot slower than Terran, so we are going to see Torsan mine out sooner, but he does have double expand coming up. Third base is done. And we're starting to see a drop into the main. This is a pretty good moment. He is going to be able to snipe the Defiler Mound and the Queen's Nest. As long as he target fires, he really should be target firing the Defiler Mound right now. There isn't any... Oh my goodness, he's not going to be able to get the Defiler Mound, is he? Oh yes, he is. Never mind. There's another big drop coming in. This is devastating damage. Zoom is going to lose all of his tech. He's going to lose the Hydra Den. He's going to lose the Great Aspire. Maybe no, the Ultras do not have their armor upgrades yet, so they're not doing anything against these 2 Marines. The Lings conga lining in one by one. See it so often. The spawning pool should go down as well. These Ultras are melting. The Defiler Mound is still up, so he could still come back here, but he's definitely in a rough spot. We did have a push forward, but didn't do anything. Tanks and mines able to clear that up. And the Hive is now under pressure as well. Unfortunately for Zoom, he is so far behind. We've got a lot of Scourge coming out here. Does get a vessel. There is still a single Guardian here. It does have 6 kills. But with no tech back at home, what's he do about this? He is trying to... Well, he's got his Ultras coming up here, which means he can rebuild Ultras. He is going to get Lings into the bottom right-hand base. But this is rough. He's lost all of his tech buildings, minus the Ultra Cabin. Now, if he somehow builds like 50 Ultras and then just pushes, he may be able to win. But leading with the Lurkers is a very bold play. Let's see how that one's going to work out for him. It didn't work out very well, as we've just found out. Ultra's getting on top of the tanks, so some of the tanks still sieged, doing a lot of friendly fire damage, but does get taken down. Extra hatcheries in the main base going down. The Ultra armor is done, which makes them a little bit more hardy, a little bit more sturdy, and a little bit harder to kill. But the base down here is being assaulted. He lifted his command center, but then didn't land it again for some reason. But that Ling will get cleaned up. The units in the main have been cleaned up finally. We have another base coming in, but there's already dropships. We know there's dropships from before. So if he just builds... Oh, he's actually lifted all of his barracks now. So no more bio is going to be coming in. Honestly, if you're going to do this bio or this mech switch, I don't know why you'd go for 2-1 bio first. Seems like a bit of a waste of gas, but I guess he was kind of undecided about switching, and then he did. But got to make sure you use all of your mines as Terran in this situation. That single Ling is still killing stuff. That single Ling had 3 kills. Like, that is not normal. And there we go. Nice big mine here on the Lings here. This is why you need to use all of your mines, because this would be a much, much better position. Doesn't... Oh my god, he's going to lose all his vultures to his mine. Never mind. 2 lurkers here, not really going to help out too much against tanks on the low ground, but we do have a single marine coming out here. Now Ultra's coming down here in the bottom right. Now somehow Zoom is staying in this game. He is doing enough damage to put the Terran at a disadvantage, and then making it possible for him to come back. But we've got more and more Irradiates coming in. Are we going to see an Eraser? Yes, we are. Eraser on the 4th base. Zoom is down to 2 mining bases as well. Okay, moving the drones to the gas just stacks them up even more. But GG, Zoom taps out. Nothing more he can do. Torsan wins game number 2.
Check the toilet on did check, right? Did you check the toilets on the left? Did check the toilet on did check, left? Did you check the toilets on the right? Did check toilets on did check the right? Did you check the toilets on the left? Did check toilet on did check on left? Okay, you win.
Ribbit, I can't hold it. Last toilet with me up, me already sold it. In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funk flow, you got the funky, but now you really got it up. But now
the toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
The toilet over there will bring luck. The toilet will give up, I got time to spare. I got no.
In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funk flow, but now
the toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up, I got no time to spare.
The toilet over there will bring luck. The toilet there, so give. I got time to spare. I got time to.
I'm me losing up. I'm out of here.
Walk the walk, even if you can't just talk the talk. I got a call. I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
You sick from kids and you hit on and you not written nothing. You are sick from not written nothing. You are sick nothing and you ain't.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Crack, break, fix, I gotta open, you know. Crack, break, fix, I gotta open, I gotta open up, I gotta.
I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
You sick from and you hit on not written nothing. You are sick and you hit and not written. You are and you nothing. You are and you nothing is.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Crack, I got open, I got the crack, break, fix the open, I got go, crack, open, you know, I got go, open up.
It's all yours.
This is life.
Welcome back. We're here for game number 3, and in the bottom left, bottom left in the bottom left is DM's Bonbon. And spawn up here in the top left, fighting for CWT, is Dark. Now, I'm assuming this is the same Dark that used to play for Bull. I'm not 100% sure. It's really hard to replicate the terrible wrapping of the Parappa does when you, like, just mash the button. But fairly standard openings from both players so far, no gateways in the middle of the map. Here we've got Gate Gas coming in from Dark. Bonbon, however, Bonbon went for a Nexus first. Now, that isn't a standard build. That is definitely a risky play, and will it pay off for him? If he can somehow defend his bases, then he could be in a good position here. He didn't go for Forge though. He's going for 2 Gate behind this, so he's going to try and catch up by going for a lot of units. But usually when you go 12 next, it's more common to see like a Forge and load of cannons. Okay, so this is kind of like a fairly slow start to a PvP. Dark is now going to see the Nexus, and he is going to be thinking, damn, I need to go and do some damage. He's added a second gateway anyway, but he is going to be looking to try and do a big timing attack if he can. Dark going for a gas steal here wouldn't necessarily be terrible, because essentially he needs to make sure his opponent can't get a decent number of Dragoons, because if he can get ahead in the Dragoon count, he can win the game. But doesn't get I think he was going in for the gas steal as well. It's almost like he heard me. But obviously there is a second gas as well, but he is saving up some cannons. He's getting a Forge as well. Yeah, the Silent Time Pro League. I lost my concentration again. My concentration over the last like 6 months has just dwindled and dwindled. Like, I find it so hard to concentrate on things, especially when like there's not many people in chat either for me to like bounce off of. It's kind of not many people have been watching the STPL recently. I guess people don't care anymore. Some people do. I'm very thankful for the people who do. But we definitely don't get as many people as we used to. I suppose there was like a 6-month break in between the 2 seasons, so maybe that's it. But I would have thought, like, I know a lot of people got a bit bored by Soul winning constantly. With Soul leaving, I thought more people would be more interested, but you can't win. Obviously BSL is on like every other day now as well, and people love the BSL and they watch the BSL all the time, so there's not enough time. Not enough room for the both of us, I guess. Yeah, it might pick up during the holidays as well. Although we'll finish by the holidays. So the expected end time of Season 5, that's the grand finals, will be the week before Christmas. So Pedro Alves asks, what does the 8 and the 10 in P8 and P10 mean? Basically, it is the position on a clock face of where they are on the minimap. Yeah, it's the hours of their start location. But looks like we do have Dark pushing in against the cannons, doing a pretty good job so far, but not doing too much. Does manage to kill 2 cannons, only loses a single Dragoon, but Dark, the onus is on him to do damage. He has to find damage here, and it looks like he might be able to do it. He's going in before the cannons have finished. Probes have been pulled, but the final cannon is going to fall. We can see now that the first Dragoons are only just now coming out. And now things are getting a little bit hairy here for Bonbon. Dark doing a very good job target firing down that cannon. This cannon is going to go down immediately. That was kind of a waste of money. And another probe by Bonbon goes down. Dark takes the probe lead for the first time this game, but we have a Templar Archives. And if we have 2 DTs coming in, maybe he can make a miracle happen, because back home, oh, there's a cannon coming in. He knows. He's like, I'm not dying to DTs, but these Dragoons should die to the DTs at the very least. Maybe he can hold on long enough, but he's down to 8 probes, 7 probes, 6 probes, 5 probes. We know how to count here. 4 probes, 3 probes, 2 probes, 1 probe. And now he's counting back up, but 1 goes down immediately. He's only down to 1 probe. 2 DTs have come out. He will be able to kill all the Dragoons, but he's not going to be able to do any damage at the other side. The only option he has is to sit at the ramp, but even then, Dark is prepared. He beat the 12 necks, and that means Bonbon is going to lose a heartbreaking game here, because he could try and rebuild probes, but he has no mining. He has no mining at all. The game is over. The game is done. He's staying in to see if he can make a miracle happen with his DTs. But it's been scouted. It's been scouted, and there's nothing that Dark can do about it. He's going to lose this probe that he's just built. Oh my goodness. The DT at the front goes down. GG is called. Bonbon knows he is 100% dead. And Dark wins game number 3. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with game number 4. Hey guys, welcome back. We are here in game number 4. Dark kept the dream alive for CWT in this series. But can our player here down in the bottom left in the green for DM end their dreams and take the win for DM? It's Nimrod. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner, fighting for CWT, wanting to take their team to an ace match if they can. It's Lick fighting for CWT. Yeah, and just to go back to that previous Ridge Racer video, because Lucky Noob said in the chat, like, the camera glitching. The camera glitched because essentially what I was using it for, VR chat at the time, didn't really support that. And yeah, I was very far away from the camera, and I set it to follow my character, which causes it to glitch like that. That was the problem. I think they're improving the camera in the next update, so I'm wanting to, when they've improved it a bit more, I want to do some more filming from different things. Like, I'm not very good at filming, but still kind of cool. Bradley asked if that was the plant name from Elder Scrolls. I have no idea, I've never played Elder Scrolls before. But apparently that was the Nern route, for anyone interested. Nimrod is like an old... Nimrod is like an old insult, but I don't know if that's why he used it. And there was also a character called the Nimrod, I think. Am I remembering? Oh, Nimrod is a biblical figure mentioned in the Book of Genesis and the Book of Chronicles. He is the son of Cush, and therefore a great-grandson of Noah. Nimrod was described as king in the land of Shinar. That's what Wikipedia says. Everyone knows Wikipedia doesn't ever have anything wrong, so that must be true. Yeah, we got a TVP, which is good for me. I do love TVP, should make it a little bit easier for me to concentrate, hopefully. We got our first factory on the way. First gas is already done. No CC first, and no Nexus first, which is interesting. Now, when you play this map, it's very easy to expand to your back natural, your back door, or your backyard, as Koreans call it, I think. With ease, essentially. If you've never seen this before, the reason why the probe cannot get through is you have to mineral walk underneath this arbiter. There is 6 eggs that are cloaked. You can just about make them out, and that means no ground units can pass there. Bradley asks, can you play StarCraft in VR? Technically you can, if you just use like virtual desktop. I mean, I've done it, I've casted a little bit in VR before, only a very small amount, and then I was like, no, I can't do it. But basically, you can use your desktop as if you're using your PC as normal in VR. Obviously the screen's just flat in front of you, but you can have it whatever size you want. And that's what confused me, because I was trying to observe with my VR headset on to like cast properly in VR, but it wasn't complicated, I just couldn't get used to it. And that is one lucky Marine. Sorry, the tiredness of work is kicking in. I swear, watching me cast StarCraft recently must make it look like I'm incredibly bored. Because I'm always tired. Like, I've been tired the last, like, 8 casts. I don't know, I've just been so, like, burnt out from work and, like... it just... Like, I had a week off last week from work, I started work and I already feel burnt out and it's 3 days in. Like, I don't know what work is doing to me, but it sucks. I need to find a rich man or woman to marry so I can just live off their wealth and then never have to like worry about anything ever again. I'm drinking tea. Tea is like decent for caffeine, but I've drunk so much tea over the years it doesn't do anything for me anymore. But Lick is going for a timing attack here. This is a FD push. We don't really see this too much anymore, but when this map was kind of popular in the pool, it was very popular. Just the guy in the chat says, I'd like to hear an anti-capitalist rant that'll wake you up. Radley, you can just use your VR headset and use your mouse and keyboard. You don't have to use the VR hands. Like, that would be impossible for a group like that, but there we go. Looks like the Marines have gone down. He was trying to do a little bit of a push to try and counter a Nexus first, which didn't come. And he has actually done a full scout of his opponent in a while, so he doesn't know what's up the ramp. He didn't actually check for a Nexus at the back either, so yeah, we've got a turret coming down here, so Lick is trying to put up a little bit of a hard contain. Now, I did mention before, but this is do or die for Lick, because if he cannot win this game, CWT are going to lose the series. Now, obviously the factory and well, obviously the turret really does help deal with this. Now, he has killed the Arbiter, so you can see the eggs that are uncloaked. They do have like 20 armor, so they barely take any damage. It looks like they will go down. Pedro says I should drink G Fuel sponsored by Artosis. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't drink energy drinks for a damn good reason as well, because nothing good can come from drinking energy drinks. They're just bad for you. Now this has been pretty close so far. I think Lick was getting ready to try and do a drop, but he never actually built a starport, so I don't know what the point of that was. He's going for a full contain. Now, the issue is, when you go for a full contain, it can be great, but if your opponent has shuttles, they just drop in your main. And, yeah, there we go. Pedro saying he knows he was just kidding. Yeah, the thing is, like, there are a lot of people who swear by energy drinks, and they will literally drink them all the time. Like, I used to work with someone who would drink, like, 4 a day. So that is not good for you. Oh no! The Vulture's getting stuck on the mine. So much damage being done. This hard contain is about to go from very hard to very soft in the matter of seconds as all of Terran's units go down. There's going to be a Reaver here soon to help push out here as well. And there we go. Impudentia on YouTube says, just don't drink British river water with the government allowing dumping of stuff into the water. I've heard they're putting chemicals in the water that turn in the friggin' frogs gay. That's what we need to watch out for. That is probably one of, like, I hate... Oh my goodness. That was a brilliant drop on top of the mine. It's a flaccid contain. Yeah, but I hate Alex Jones. I hate Alex Jones so much. He's such an awful person. But the remix that, I think it was Cassette Boy or someone else did of his rant about how they're putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay makes me laugh so much. Like, it's so funny. Like, it's one of the funniest things. Like, he's so unintentionally hilarious. And, like, and I'm not laughing with him, I'm laughing at him. But there we go. Looks like we are going to have this flaccid contain dealt with very, very quickly here. In one swift move, the 2 tanks should be taken down. Oh my goodness, to add insult to injury, even using the mine to kill the tank. And this contain is completely gone now. The engineering bay is going to go down as well. There is a Reaver out as well. There's not much in terms of defense, but he does have a decent number of turrets back at home. Now, oh my goodness. Never mind. If he'd have... If that mine had gone off, that would have killed so many dragoons. That would have been a legendary mine. That would definitely have been a highlight if I'd ever seen one before. Did I put my stream on TL? Yeah, I did. I guess just no one's watching Brood War today. Either that or Zero might be streaming again, because people just watched Zero stream whenever he's on. No, everyone's watching Julia. There's barely anyone watching Brood War on Twitch today, which is kind of strange. There's barely anyone streaming as well. Where is everyone? That is so weird. Oh, okay, let's zoom back in. We've got the Protoss army pushing its way across the map now. We do have... I thought this was going to be a shuttle flying over, but the shuttle is going towards the third base. Now, there is only 2 missile turrets in the main. They're not actually defending this part of the base. Now, there's a lot of mines out the front here. If he can somehow hold on to this, would be in a good spot. But they're either going to drop in the main. There is absolutely no reaction so far by our Terran. Here we go. The reaction coming in now. And it looks like he's not going to be able to get the hit that he wants there. But still, we've got a tank running away. We've got another turret going up forward to try and save his mines. The mines are kind of all that's keeping him alive here. Looks like the Dragoon should really push in, but he's going to be very, very careful here. Looks like he is going to break through. All of the Terran's units are going to die. Lick dies, Lick falls, Lick types GG. And Nimrod wins game number 4, winning the series for DM. And it looks like he stayed in the game a little bit, just to kind of keep an eye on things. There we go. That was a 3-1 victory for DM. It's their first win of the season as well. So great job by Tech in game 1. Great job by Torsan in game 2. I thought he was genuinely going to lose that game. A great win by Dark to keep CWT in it. But unfortunately, Lick could not win with his 2-fact push against Nimrod, which gave CWT, or gave DM the victory. We are going to be back in just after the break with Ash versus Wico. It's going to be a good series. See you guys then. I'm going to go get another drink, and we'll be back in just over 5 minutes.
Start doing. 3, 2, 1, go.
STP. Okay guys, and welcome back. We're heading in to our next game, or our next series today. We're going to have Wico versus Last. We have a great... Sorry. Last is Wico's first player. We're going to have Wico versus Ash. Now, Wico, one of our Korean teams. Ash, of course, one of our foreign teams. They have players from all over the world, including a lot of old legends. Which is kind of cool to have them in this season as well. Starting us off, we're going to have Last versus Ranged in a PvP. Then we're going to have a ZVP between Mutali and Quark, where they're going to have Higher take down, or maybe not, take on Squall. I don't know if he's going to take him down, hopefully not. And then we're going to have a PvT between Digda and Hit 'em Up. Now, one interesting thing to take note of, this is not going to be fully up to date yet. But if you look at the ranking table, Ash are currently second this season with 4-1. Wico 3-2 at the moment. So this is a very important match. It could help decide the seeding between these two teams. Wico started off the season with a walkover, which kind of hurt them, and then they did take a loss against Starcast as well. So a little bit rough, but Ash definitely doing a pretty good job this season. Obviously IRK doing the best, but let's get into it. We are going to head back into game number 1. It's on Judgment Day. It's a PvP, and it's starting now. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner, fighting for Wico. It's Last in the pink. And his opponent spotting up here in the top right-hand corner in the green or teal, fighting for Ash. It's Ranged. Now, if you do want to support the STPL, you can head on over to our Matcherino link that was just posted in the Twitch chat. That will allow you to add 30 cents to the prize pool completely free if you log in with one of your accounts. We are going for a $2,500 prize pool goal this season. We are currently at $1,062 thanks to some community contributions and a contribution of $1,000 from our sponsor, Esport Fund. So huge thank you to them. But there's 2 codes remaining, so if you can use them, that'll be the first time we've managed to use all of our codes, and Matcherino will be happy about that. So please do that. It may improve the number of codes we'll get next time. Now, at the very least, Esport Fund have agreed to fund another season of the STPL. So, yeah, we're probably going to do one more season at the very least. So it's PvP again. Once again, we've got mirror builds coming in here. No 12 next this time, so we're not going to see anything crazy. I should link in YouTube as well. That is a very good point. Here we go. I'm going to send that to YouTube as well. Trouble is, you can't use Moobot to link. You can't use Moobot on YouTube, so at least as far as I'm aware, you can't. I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know how to, but I've just sent it manually, just in case anyone is watching the YouTube VOD. You can check that out. as well. Yeah, there is a single zealot in the probe line, does get a single probe kill, but that's going to be all for now, it looks like. Dragoon coming out is going to help clean this up. And there we go, that's going to go down.
You called down the thunder.
We need a new Dodel to free.
Oh, thank you, Steelix, for the $10 donation, man. I'm going to put that towards the prize pool. You need a new Dodel to free. Does that mean I'm going to have to ban the Dodel again and put red back on the elephant logo? Is that going to be the way I get everyone back again? But that's the problem. Where the Dodel is free, like all the red players don't sign up anymore. They don't watch every stream anymore just to spam me over and over again. I need to ban the logo again. That's how we need to do it. I can't believe I didn't think of this before. When I ban the Dodel, I'm going to see that Steelix told me to do it, and they're going to send red to your channel. Maybe sending them to your channel would be a little bit mean, but I definitely feel like that's going to be a problem. They'll come here anyway. They'll come here and they'll be like, free the Dodel, over and over again. Oh man, people still spam it. I freed it. It's free, and I still get spammed. That's all. The thing is, I didn't even ban the logo. I just said to them, would you mind making another logo? Like, I didn't even ban it. I just asked them kindly, like, I kinda don't want cock and balls on my stream. Is there a chance you can give me a new logo? And they did. And then they gave it to me and I used it, and then they complained about it. Like, what? You gave me the logo. What are you doing? Okay, but this is kind of a slow start to the PvP. Kind of different to the ones we've seen today, but this is just how it is. Luckily enough, chat's picking up just a little bit to keep me alive. Lucky Noob on YouTube streams free the dodo. Not streams, he types free the dodo set. What? いや、それ流したんだけど。いや、何の意味なのかな、英語でも。He sent, I guess? He typed? I don't even know how to speak English anymore. I just give up. I'm gonna try and say Red's clan name, and I'm gonna butcher it. It's Wait, does German have like the R sound? Or is it like the RL sound? Oh my god, I learned German in school and I've forgotten everything. And now if I think of German, the few words that I have mix in with like Japanese grammar in my head. What is it? Brasitia ear Dordel? Ear Dordel? I don't know why I get the Dordel from. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where that part of the accent comes from. But looks like we are going to have a bit of a push in from last here as last moves towards range base. It is going to be a Reaver versus a Reaver, but one of the Reavers doesn't have a shuttle, and you know how that normally goes, but never mind, the shuttle's coming in to save the day. And that means ranged is all fine and dandy. Now, ranged is one of our only NA Protosses in the entire tournament, so it's kind of cool to see him here. Looks like the Reaver coming into the natural. That's a small Scarab, only 1 kill. Shell taking quite a bit of damage, so does need to be careful now. Radley saying this is called passive disapproval, where you approve something and then complain. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a fair point. I just suddenly remembered what I was talking about before. I did mention that my memory is like struggling recently, where I can't concentrate. But I genuinely forgot about what I just spoke. I genuinely forgot what I just spoke about like a few minutes ago. This is rough. My long-term memory is pretty damn good though. I can remember really pointless things. Like there's a lot of my friends I've made through VR chat. I can remember exactly when I met them, not the day, but I remember like what happened, kind of, which a lot of people can't remember. It looks like Ranged is going to push out into the middle of the map here. Sending a probe out front as well to kind of scout out for where the army is before he engages. Pretty good move. Do we have any forges by either player? We've got a forge coming up here for Ranged. No forge coming up on this side of the map, but we do have a citadel already on the way here. There's no citadel, I think, over here, is there? No citadel yet, so there's going to be Zealot leg speed a lot sooner for last. But Range is going to have faster +1 attack. Here we go, 2 Reavers coming into the natural here. No real probe kills, but does kill 2 Dragoons. Rackley saying in Twitch chat that he must have his name because he was always forgetting Dragoon range. So he put it in his name so he'd forget. But you don't see your own name when you're playing, so I don't know how that would help. How would that help? Would you have to type a message and be like, oh yeah, I gotta build range? Like he like randomly starts typing something in the middle of the game to his opponent. He's like, oh, I'm forgetting something. Oh, what am I forgetting? Oh no. And then he's just like types like Ray or something. And his opponent's like, what? And then like he's like, oh, I remember now. Felix saying it helps when you review the replay. I think by that point it's already too late. Yeah, we've got a possible third base getting ready to come up here for last. 6 gateways on the pink Protoss side of things. We've got a forge coming in before Templar Archives. Meanwhile on the other side we've got the Citadel up as well. Forge is done. Upgrades in the lead here for last, but Ranged behind... Sorry, upgrades in the lead for range, but last in the lead with gateways. Oh, Radley just saying, oh no, I forgot range, and then you see your name. That just makes me feel worse. Here we go, looks like we're going to have a push come in. The extra gateways haven't kicked in for last just yet. So this is a fight that Ranged can win, and he is going to be able to win that with the defensive positioning and the choke point. He pushes last back. Obviously Ranged being down in gateways is going to slowly start to fall behind in supply, but he is now catching up in tech. He's going for his Templar Archives. Just behind last, so last going to have another bit of an advantage, but looks like we did have a drop there that didn't do anything, does pull away. Steelix saying maybe it helps your opponent remember about range. that would be much worse. Surely you want your opponent to forget range, so you just get easy wins in PvP. Maybe he's just called ranged because he doesn't like CQC. He doesn't like melee. He doesn't play the melee type, the melee game type, because he refuses to play on anything other than ranged. And there's no ranged game type, so he has to play one-on-one. Because then he can assume it's ranged, and it makes him feel a little bit better about it. Although, I think this game... No, they played on top versus bottom. They actually did follow the rules, so nice. Just the colors are cool enough that we don't need to use top versus bottom this time. Now it looks like we are going to have a push forward here by ranged. Last is containing him. Neither player can really push out or push in. Either way is going to end up with a lot of units being lost by either side. Looks like Range tried to push out. Didn't manage to get out of his base, which is a little bit unfortunate. Do we have any Scarab upgrades? No Scarab upgrades for the Reaver, but he is going into Storm, so he's not too worried about that. Oh my god, he gets a nice Reaver Scarab. Unfortunately, the Dragoon doesn't get in the thingy, but it looks like he is going to be able to take down the Reaver. Never mind. Taking a Reaver Scarab himself does pick up. Picks up again, but the Reaver... Oh, the Reaver's so low! Does manage to push out again. Third base is up. Another great Scarab from these Reavers coming in here by Last. It looks like, or by Ranged even. Last's going to lose his... Ranged is going to lose one of his Reaver. Looks like we're going to have another push out now. Storm is done by Range. Last doesn't have any Templar up here, so this means this fight is going to go very one-sidedly. Range doing a very, very good job here against Wico's Last. Storm on the Reaver, going to clear this up. Zealots coming in from the top, but there's still a Reaver. It survived with 3 health, and it's still doing a fantastic job at the back here. Now, both players on their third base. Looks like Range getting ready to expand down to the bottom right-hand corner. If he can get away with this, he is going to be very, very far ahead, and Ash could be looking to start off another victory here, which is going to push them 5-1 in their group, which is the best they've ever done throughout STPL history. The main is almost mined out by Ranged, almost mined out by Last as well, so both players going to be down to their 2 bases. We do have a Nexus coming up here on the left-hand side for Last, but that's going to be a lot easier for Last, for Range to be able to attack. If Range comes in from this angle, he can cut off this base and go and kill it with whatever units. It looks like he is being a little bit apprehensive to push forward. He's got a supply advantage, but he's a little bit unsure how to use it. +1 attack is done for both players, so no upgrade advantage anymore. The Reaver is waddling its way over here, slithering its way over to try and get some damage done. Storm on the Zealots, but then again, he's going to run his own Zealots into the Storm for some reason. But that is PvP. And it looks like the Archon goes down as well. Now things are looking a little bit more upsetting here for Ranged, because Ranged was in a very good position and now he's kind of lost his timing to do damage. There is a Reaver from this side, where the Reaver back here is kind of slithering our way once again. But we do have a Dragoon looking around. A Zealot going to go down to the bottom right hand corner. There is cannons coming up to defend this. If they can finish quick enough. Looks like Last has got an idea that there might be a base hidden in the bottom right, so he is going to move out. This obviously does defend his base as well. Now, an attack in the middle of the map will actually favor Ranged. He does have a massive supply advantage at the moment. Let's check the Forge upgrades. +2 attack is halfway done here. It's about a little bit further ahead for Last, so Last is going to want an engagement as soon as that upgrade finishes, but it looks like we are going to have another push out. The tech units from Ranged not in the right position. This is a perfect engagement by Last. Ranged is suddenly looking on the back foot. He's going to pull back here, but he's losing units as he falls back. The Reaver getting in the way. Turn and fire. Do something with the Reaver, because the Reaver is just losing him units. Now the supply advantage is completely evaporated. Both players even supply. Last even on supply with army, but with 2 additional probes, 3 additional probes now. Now the base in the bottom right did come up. There's no gas down here just yet. Last is getting his 3rd gas already. And Ranged is on even footing once again, but +2 attack is about to finish for Last, if it hasn't already. There's going to be like a 20-second timing, maybe a 10-second timing, where he is going to have +2 and Range doesn't. If he can hit that timing, then he is going to possibly win the game. But both players just running back and forth. Looks like we are going to have a shuttle going down here to the bottom right. Storm drop is the order of the day. Now, are there going to be Dragoons to be able to stop this? Looks like he's got some units left in the middle of the map that did get left behind. If he can keep his probes alive, then this will be good. But storm drops are kind of the great equalizer in PvP. Let's have a look at the shuttle's health. What is the reaction time going to be like on the probes? The probes not running away just yet. Oh, he loses. Oh my god, he loses so many probes. Oh my goodness, that was such a good storm. Oof, ranged is definitely going to be feeling the pain after that. He's not got any of his own. Oh my god, this Dragoon's actually stuck. He's using it to wall in. He's using it to wall in to make sure no other Dragoons spawn back here. We do have a good number of gateways for both players. If he can somehow get this base mining again, he still has a shot. Both players do have +2 attack, but it's still going to come down to the engagements. A lot of ranged army completely split up. I'm really not sure what's going on with ranged micro here, but he's losing control of his army a little bit. Now, if the Dragoons had maybe a little bit further forward, he maybe could have stopped that storm drop, but that's one of the things you can't help. It does mean, now the supplies are even and they're both maxed, the range actually has a bigger army. But is he going to be able to use it? We've got a lot of units that are just kind of sat back, not really doing anything. He needs to get all of his units together. It's going to come down to the storms. It's going to come down to this engagement. Let's see what it's going to be like. He's not using his first storm. First storm coming in on the weird position. Okay, those are weird storms. I'm not really sure about that. Can't see whose storm that is, but I'm hoping it's not ranged. It looks like we are going to have a big engagement. Those are huge storms on the Dragoons. What a storm. Oh my goodness. So much damage being done. Ranged is slowly starting to push his way through. Didn't storm again on the bottom Reavers. The bottom Dragoons here. The Reaver at the back doing nothing again. Archons versus Archons. Both players trading very efficiently here in the middle of the map. Obviously with more bases now is last. But ranged wins the engagement in the map. This is going to allow him to push one of the bases, but he's still down in supply, and he's not got the confidence to push forward here. There is a high Templar here. If he can, oh my god, he's going to lose all of his Dragoons to a Reaver, isn't he? He nearly does. But look at this. We're going to have another regroup of ranged units. He needs to find these bases in the bottom left. He has to find them. He's going to lose the game if he can't he can't out-expand his opponent. A lot of Dragoons coming out from all of the gateways. But his range may be stuck here. We do have a Zealot, a single Zealot running down here to the bottom left. He's going to find one of the bases. Does he see the other one? He doesn't quite see the cannon. And he's not going to see the base. He's not going to see the base here. He is going to feel in a better position than he is. We do need a 5th base coming up here from range, though. We need it soon. His natural is about to mine out. Last natural is quite low as well. But of course he does have the 3rd, 4th, and now 5th bases as well. Ranged is losing a game of macro here, and he has to catch up somehow. Because if he doesn't, we are going to see a quick game here. Looks like Range wants to expand towards his opponent. If the map does split, this is an incredibly good base to be able to hold on to, because it's going to be one of the only places your opponent is going to be able to try and expand to as the game goes later on. But that's going to be so hard to hold on to. Ranged is now 30 supply down. Okay, I tell a lie. He is still 30 supply down. Both players trying to max out as soon as possible again, but Ranged is definitely at a disadvantage. He was in such a good position for most of this game. And then a few bad engagements, a few missed micros may have cost him the world. But let's see what his storm energy is like. He does have 3 High Templar here. One of them does have 1 storm, one has 2, and one has 1 as well. His opponent has 2 High Templar, only enough for 2 storms. So if he hits a timing, if he gets perfect storms here, he still could win. This Reaver, okay, it's a different Reaver now, but it's still just gonna get in the way. Like, I genuinely don't understand the point of building the Reaver at this point. It's not ever gonna be in the engagement. And it never helps. It just keeps blocking his units in. But here we go. Looks like we are going to have a push forward. Is there going to be a storm? Looks like some of the Dragoons catching some of the probes. Transferring down there. Going around the X in the middle. Going to lose a few units for free. And someone who isn't maxed out and behind in units already cannot really afford this. You can even see by the size of the armies here. Ranged is going to be feeling a little bit inferior as he looks to try and defend his bottom bases. We do have Last pushing forward. Now, the one good thing for Ranged is pretty much every spot on this map is a big choke point, which makes Storm incredibly effective. And that's why I think he should play for a split map scenario rather than going to try and end the game. If he can max out again, let's check the upgrades. 3 attack is done on this side. We do have 3-1. over here for Last. Last is actually going into 3-2 and shields, whereas we still only have +1 armor coming in. I think just based on upgrades, Last should have this game. Where is the storms? He's not using his storm energy. The first storm comes in. This High Templar with 2 storms almost is running away. He's got 3 storms here. He has to use them. He only uses 1 of them. And yeah, I think genuinely it's a miss micro situation countless times from ranged that's ended up losing him this game. He was doing a very, very good job earlier. He still does have storm up here, so maybe he can make a miracle happen. But it's looking harder and harder as the game goes on. He will not get the Archon either. And all of a sudden, a lot of the army has gone down. Ranged is so far behind. He does have DTs coming out here. There's no observer with this army, so the DTs could clear everything up. But Storm coming down to try and catch the DTs. He gets another Archon. He will get the he will get a few of the Dragoons here. There is a single cannon, but more Zealots rallying across here. I think this could be game over. Observer comes in as well. The base never came up at 12. Ranged is so far down in supply. GG. Ranged taps out and Last wins game number 1. Hey guys, welcome back. I forgot to start the replay, so we're doing that now. And there we go. We're starting us off up here, or down here in the bottom left-hand corner, fighting in the blue for Wico. It's 973. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand corner in the pink, fighting for Ash. It's Serve. A little bit of a change to the scheduled programming. Both players did actually get subbed out for this game. I only found out when I saw the replay, so... Okay, we do have a proxy coming in from Serve, so Serve is not planning to play this straight up. He is going to look to get a very quick win over his Zerg opponent. Most likely going to go for a proxy 2 gate here. A proxy 1 gate I don't think is worth it in ZVP. But we do have a 9 pool coming in from 973, which is honestly the best possible build he could have gone for. 9 pool speed as well, so Serve is going to have to build 2 gateways, and he is going to have to get in before the Lings can get to his base. This is do or die here for Serve. There we go, 2 gateways coming in. There is almost no chance this is getting scouted, but will the Zealots get to his base before he loses? Because when speed... oh, it's not speed. I think Serve has this. This is going to be so difficult for 973 to hold on to. He cancelled his gas, so it's not going to be speed at all. Now the probe coming in sees the fact there's 6 Lings producing. He's probably going to be feeling pretty good about this, although he only now has his 2nd gateway. Where's the 2nd Zealot? There's the 2nd Zealot. 3rd Zealot should come in immediately afterwards as well. Now the problem is, these Lings are going to go for an attack on his main base, and he has nothing defending. But if he can let them go attack, he can come in and kill all the drones. He should wait for more Zealots though. Going in 1 by 1 is not going to win him the game. Now 973 is not going to see this until the last second. The Zealot coming in. Lings are going to turn around. This is absolutely astronomical. No! Apprehension by 973. He's like, well, there's only 1 Zealot, it's fine. This is going to come down to worker micro. Can he stay alive? Back at home, the drone's coming out, going to drill on top of the Zealot here, going to make things very difficult. The probes are not going to be able to hold on at the front, so he is going to actually all in. He's going to all in here. Where are the Zealots going? The Zealots have to go in and kill him. He can't not be killing his opponent right now. The probes are all giving up. The Nexus is gone. This game is ending one way or the other. There is only a few buildings over here though for Zerg, but there are going to be 2 Sunkens. No more Zealots are going to be produced. He didn't have enough minerals for that. And he is going nothing but all in. And he's... oh my god, he's taking 3 damage. I think this game is over. He needs to go in with absolutely everything he has. And he has to kill every single building. There's no... he's gonna stack up his probes. I don't know why he's bothering mining the minerals. That's not really gonna help him at all, but it looks like he is getting ready to come in. This should be game over. Like, I don't see how this works. Now the Zealots coming in, the probes coming in from behind, gonna come in and surround the thing, but all of the Zealots go down. And I think this is game over. Unfortunately for Serve, he was unable to do it. Does the replay end in 420? No, we didn't make it to 420. Oh man, you left a second early. Damn. I've never seen a 4-minute 20 replay, so I was hoping. I was praying for a 4-minute 20 replay, but that didn't work. I thought that little bit of hesitation could have been enough for Serve to be able to hold on, but it wasn't. We're back in a minute with game number 3.
Every single day, stress comes in every way. I ain't got no time for nobody. My style is rich, switch. We'll make a cake today that looks rich. Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
M-I-X the flour into the bowl.
M-I-X the flour into the bowl.
Crack, crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
Crack, crack, crack egg into the bowl.
M-I-X the flour into the bowl.
M-I-X flour into the bowl.
Baking a cake, yes, means you gotta try. I'm doing this for years, but don't ask me why. Butter, butter, butter joins the bowl.
Butter, 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 butter joins the bowl.
You're making us a cake that you've never seen before.
Make us a cake that never seen before. Make us a
Well, thank you for the raid, Julia. You guys tuning in for game number 3 between Wico and Ash. We'll be back in just a second, loading up the replay.
I was called a little turkey, but I'm a chicken, got it? Your beef jerky? Put the cake in the oven for a while.
put cake oven for a while.
Leave it there, come on, clean the pile.
Leave there, come, clean, pie.
Put the cake in the oven for a while.
Put cake oven for a while.
Leave it there, come on, clean the pile.
Leave it there, come on, clean, pie.
Here, I got a little sample.
Here, I don't have a,
Cause ample time's just what we don't have.
cause money time's just what we don't have. Cause money is,
Chicken in the kitchen is making all the sound. The cake is done while we were sitting around. All we gotta do is apply the final touches.
all we gotta do is apply final touch. All we gotta do is
Take out the shrimp, the clam, and the perches.
take out the shrimp, clam, and perch. Take out the
perch goes here, the clam goes there.
perch goes here, the clam goes there, the clam.
The little tiny shrimps just go everywhere.
The little tiny strip just goes everywhere.
Whatever you likes in the middle, fiddle.
Whatever you like, whatever in the middle, fiddle.
Seafood cake comes just like the riddle.
Seafood comes just like with.
Okay, that wasn't so hard, was it?
No problem.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 3 between Wico and Ash. Starting us off here in the top right hand corner in the blue, fighting for Wico. It's Haya. And his opponent spawning up here in the top left hand corner in the red, fighting for Ash. It's Squall. Now, Ash, despite being 4-1 up this season, are looking to have their second loss today, unless Squall can keep them alive in this series. Game number 1 was a little bit closer, but Serve having to step in for Quark last minute, struggling over 9-7-3. Didn't manage to get his Proxy 2 gateway to work, unfortunately. Okay, we do have a 9 pull coming in here for Squall, so Squall playing a little bit aggressive as well. Yeah, the previous game was weird. Unfortunately, he went for a base trade and it didn't work. If he'd have killed the first Sunken, maybe he could have made it work, but the probes didn't really help when he pushed forward. They didn't bug out the Lings or anything, so the Zealots just got completely annihilated. Now, a 9 pull could be quite strong here. Haya going to go for a Forge Fast Expand anyway. 9 pull obviously can counter this if he gets in fast enough. The Overlord coming in, getting ready to build 6 Lings immediately. Now, he did scout last, but he does see the probe coming. And he saw it coming from the bottom right, so he doesn't have to go all the way into the bottom left to be able to tell where his opponent is. But he obviously doesn't know how quick the scout was, so he is going to be a little bit late scouting his opponent. Second probe actually coming out here. I wonder if Haya did or if Squall did actually see that. But Hatchery coming in, so Squall not going for a super all-in or anything like that. But 6 Lings popping out anyway. There are 2 cannons coming up, safety cannons. We're going to keep him alive for the course of the rest of the game most likely. But here we go, the Lings head an aisle over. Gonna try and get in to do some damage. Now, this isn't a tight wall. The Lings can technically run past the top. Only 2 of them should die, I think, based on timing. But maybe he won't choose to push forward now. He's just gonna try and catch the probes in the middle of the map. And that's a good choice. Just sending a single Ling to scout does see the fact there is... We only sees the Forge. but sees no gateway, so he should be able to assume there's cannons behind this. He is just going to go back home with his lings. So Haya going to get in with his probe, see what's going on. Not really going to be able to do too much here, but going to see that there's no Hydra Den just yet. We do have the third hatchery up in the top left of the mineral only, which is a bonus here for Squall. This map, if you've not seen it before, is called Holy World SE. If you can secure your corner, there is essentially 4 easy to take bases, so it is very easy to macro up on here. Now there is, in the middle of the map, a neutral command center, as well as some neutral disruption webs as well, which makes it a little bit harder just to mindlessly push through the middle. But this neutral command center, if Squall can get an infest on it, infested Terrans against Protoss are unbelievably broken. Protoss don't really have anything that have high enough DPS to kill the infested Terrans quick enough, and they just die. Like, infested Terrans do so much damage to Protoss. They do so much damage anyway, but like a Marine will be able to shoot it down fairly quickly. But yeah, Protoss can't. And that can lead to some very interesting games. One of the best games ever played on this map was Zero versus, well, Queen versus someone. I can't remember who he was up against, but genuinely it was like the best. I think it was some of the only good infested Terran usage that I've ever seen that wasn't just BM. Like, usually, like, people don't go infested Terrans in ZVT because they, like, infesting a command center is seen as kind of bad-mannered, so a lot of Korean pros didn't used to like doing it. And also it's very expensive as well, so that comes in things as well. We do have the Stargate coming in back at home for Haya. Well, just kind of sitting out in the middle, forcing a third cannon. Hatchery coming in with the Hydra Den. No 4th and 5th hatchery just yet, so Squall could be looking for a 3-hatch Hydra Burst. We do have 7 drones at the natural, 9 drones at the main. Are we going to have 3 drones here? No, it's going to be 972 for this Hydra Burst. Oh, the 3rd drone has come out for the 3rd base from the main. Don't really agree with this. It would have been better to build this at the 3rd base, but there we go. Oh, thank you. Welcome, Price to Terran. I do wonder how, oh, not Terran, Terra, sorry. My bad. Yeah, we're going to have a Hydra Burst come in here now. Is Squall going to be able to get this work? Haya only has 3 cannons so far, but this game, once again, is looking like it's going to go a little bit weird. 973, using the build that's been used after the namesake. He's going for the 9734 as well, where you're going to fake going all in, and he's going to take his 4th base. Now, this base is vulnerable to Dragoons and Storm, but you do have an easy to take gas if you want to, if you don't want to take the minerals here. Now, this is a fake Hydra Burst. He has forced 2 additional cannons out already. He is going to be able to kill the gateway. The Forge is a little bit further back, so shouldn't be able to go down. But Probe's being pulled, because, and he's using more cannons. He doesn't know that this is a fake yet. I mean, technically it's not really a fake, because there are so many Hydras. Oh my god, he's going to be able to get the Forge as well. This is a big deal. Losing the Forge stops +1 attack ever coming in, and that gives you such a big advantage as you move further into the game. Now, Haya gonna scout for a 4th base, but doesn't see it. That's another little victory here from Squall. And this could be a win for Ash on the table here. Squall is looking so strong. He is supply blocked, of course, but he's going into his lair. He's going to have 4 hatcheries. Corsair going to get taken down, possibly. No, going to get away for the time being. Another Overlord in trouble. Squall actually going in with all of his Hydras. I don't really agree. He should actually defend his Overlords, because losing your Overlords over and over again is one way to lose the game. I kind of don't really get this, but look how many cannons he's forced from Haya here. Now he's going to push forward. This is too many cannons, though. Surely the Hydras don't bust this, right? He is going to get a ton of probes, though. This is pretty good. He's going to get the cannon, the Forge anyway. More cannons have been forced. He's got his 4th base coming in, but another Overlord is going to go down. 3 Corsairs still remaining. I mean, getting the pylon is going to be a little bit of extra damage, but not really the biggest deal. We do have the ability for Haya to take a 3rd base as well. 4th base is scouted, but there's no drones there just yet. We don't have a drone wave coming in from Higher just for the moment, or from Squall just for the moment. Now, did Squall do enough damage with this 3-hatch Hydra Burst? That is the question we're going to find out the answer to fairly soon. We don't have +1 attack for the Corsairs either, so a Muta Switch could be quite strong, but of course we know he's only on the 1 gas at the moment. Although he will have the ability to go into 3 if he wants to. Hire's obviously stuck turtling in his base. He's only got 2 units, like 2 attacking units, one of the core, well, 2 ground attacking units, and they don't even have an attack, as he's going into Storm as fast as humanly possible. Now this DT could be the great equalizer. There's not actually that many overlords all over the place, so he's only got the overlords here at the natural. If the DT can somehow sneak past, he could actually come in for some big damage. The Hydra's missing out a little bit of extra damage, saving the cannon, the Corsair. Now we do have the drones starting to come in from Squall. This is how Squall gets in the lead, obviously, with a Zerg at even supply as the Protoss. That is a bad situation for the Protoss to be in. That is definitely not what you want to see as Higher right now. Obviously, he doesn't know this is happening, but given his scouting with his Corsair, he should know that he's behind. And I wonder how he's going to be able to deal with this, because this is rough. He's going to take his 3rd base up here in the top right, but it is a mineral only. The probes are obviously all waddling up there at the moment, but we could possibly have a drop come in over there. There's not many Corsairs. There's a Lurker contain going to start to come in as well. And if he gets a ton of Lurkers out the front here, that is going to make it almost impossible for Higher to push out. Like, he's got 4 High Templar, he's got 1 Storm. Or 2 Storms now, I think. Yeah, 2 Storms, almost 4. But look at this, he's even got his Hydra split up, so he's not going to get them all stormed at the same time. That is nicely done. Squall playing a strong Zerg game here. Now we're starting to see the Gateway Flood come in. This is with the help of the Mineral Only. That's going to allow him to add a lot more Zealots on, a lot more Gateways on, a lot faster. We're now going up to 6 gates on his 3 bases. That's actually not enough. So he does need to add more Gateways on. We are going to start to see this Lurking contain come up. He does need to make sure he splits his Lurkers up more, possibly. I think a Storm may be able to hit both of those. But the Corsair is going to see the first Lurkers coming in. And that is going to kind of put a little bit of time pressure here on Higher. As soon as his Observers are out, which he is getting now, is going to have to look to try and make his way out of his base. Now we do have a shuttle coming in. 2 High Templar, 2 DTs. Oh my god, if he finds the shuttle, it's essentially game over. Looks like the shuttle going to try and go a different way. He's going to try and find his way across the map here. I mean, the Mutalist stopped the base, but oh my god, if he gets the shuttle in, this could be so much damage. But the Muta's coming into the main. There's only 2 Corsairs remaining. One of them could go down. Oh, there's 3 Corsairs, sorry. Storm going to come down on top of his probes, so that's actually going to do more damage than it will. Oh my god, he flew back into the Storm. Oh no, taking a load of damage on his Mutalist. We do have the DT and the High Templar dropping off into the main. He's actually going to waddle the High Templar there as well. There's no... oh my god, there's no Overlord here. Oh my god, great reaction timing though. Oh my god, great Storm though. Look at the Storm. He kills both of his High Templar, but wow. So many drones going down. Hydra's getting taken down. There's no Hydra Den here. What are the Overlords doing? Why is he not defending? He's chasing the shuttle. He needs to kill the... he needs to save his Hydra Den. This is a massive mistake by Squall, losing control of the game. He sent his drones back, but the DTs are still here. He's gonna lose so much. Oh my god, he doesn't have Overlord speed. Oh no. So many drones going down as well, and this is the move that Haya needed to get back in the game. That's all he needed. That one drop just kept Haya in this game. Scourge going out to try and find more Corsairs. He's going to scout the top right-hand base here. The Mutalists are coming in. There's only 1 cannon up here, so he should be able to stop this. Scourge need to connect with the Corsairs. +1 attack still isn't done. Gets a couple of connections. The other 3 Corsairs are very low. Looks like he wants to go into the main instead. Going to fly over the cannons for some reason. He's going to try and save his Lurkers at the front, but not going to be able to do it. Is Haya going to win this game? +1 is done. Is +2 almost finished? No, he's going for +1-1. But this is going to be so much damage. The Overlords. Okay, he does have his bases defended at the very least, but this is a big army from Haya. Haya is in a position to come back here and win this game, which is absolutely insane. The Scourge sitting out in the middle of the map, Squall dropping the ball a little bit unfortunate for him, really. Oh no. You lost the Hydra Den, you can't afford to lose the spawning pool. This is almost a perfect timing, there's no lurkers. Oh no, Squall is going to lose to this push, isn't he? Oh, what a shame for Squall here. The Muteless are going to come in from behind though. He may be able to hold with just Lings. The Muteless obviously going to be doing a big amount of damage here, but oh my god, the Archon. Is he going to be able to hold on to his front? If he can hold on to his front, he's got so many bases. Hydra's getting stuck down here, not doing anything. More Hydras are going to start to spawn at the very least, but all of the Muteless going to go down. Oh no, Squall taps out. GG. Squall loses a pretty much unlosable game to one drop. The one drop threw him so far off, and that was enough to lose him the game. But great play by Squall, amazing play by Haya, and that is going to be another loss on the table for Ash. But we're going to go into game 4 just after this break to see how the series ends. Okay guys, welcome back. Starting us off here in the 12 o'clock position, we do have in the brown fighting for Wico, it's Digda. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left hand corner, fighting in the red for Ash. It's their captain making his triumphant return. It's Hit 'em Up. Jinkola saying the guy that made 10 command centers in BSL. Wait, what? What happened there? I didn't see that game. If you can explain that game to me, that would be wonderful. So the PBT, the final game of STPL for this week. And now I'm looking forward to seeing Hit 'em Up play again. Now we've got a Nexus first coming in from Digda. Hit 'em Up going for a command center first as well, so we are going for macro openings for both players. Very, very standard on this map. Kind of surprised we didn't see these builds coming in before. The one problem with this base is there's less minerals. There's only 7 mineral patches, and there's only 2,000 gas. So it forces you to expand again quite quickly if you want to keep up in macro. Okay, we've got double gateway coming up here. Assimilator coming in as well. We're going to have a wall coming in from Hit 'em Up as well, which makes this even better for Terran because it means your 14cc is essentially completely free because you've not got to worry about any form of aggression. You can defend the wall with everything you have for as long as possible. First factory coming in as well. Okay, so we are getting slowly further into the game here, not really too much happening at the moment, both players just kind of powering up behind this. This is one of those moments where my commentary kind of falls off a cliff unless someone says something in chat I can respond to, because there's not really much that I can talk about. Robo coming in, gonna go into observers fairly soon after this, very standard. I mean, this stage of TVP. Yeah, this stage of TVP is kind of like a little bit slow. Not really much can be done from either player. They both did macro up super hard with a Nexus first and a command center first. Now, if one player went for that kind of macro cheese and the other player didn't, one player would have a huge advantage. But both players are fairly even at the moment, and because they're so even, there's not really much either player can do about it because there's no aggression coming. We've got the third. I don't like this. I don't think Digda should kill this. He can get an observer and kill the X that way, and he can mind control the Arbiter. Mind controlling the Arbiter is so much better. It gives you free cloaking. It doesn't give you the upgrades, but we do have Robo support bay, but it allows you to get your first Arbiter without needing to go for an Arbiter Tribunal. It's pretty sick. Felix says he's been playing Equal Virtuaverse. You should try if you like old graphic adventures like Monkey Island. I love Monkey Island, so I'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna actually... Can you remind me about the name of that at the end of the stream, and I'll add it to my Steam wishlist so I don't forget what it is. I love old point and click. Like, I think my favorite point and click game is either Monkey Island or Day of the Tentacle, but Sam and Max is also really good. Even the Telltale. The Telltale Sam and Max games were very fun, and so was the Monkey Island series they did. The fact they never did a season 2 was very sad to me. What? Oh, okay, the Arbiter gonna go down on this side as well. Yeah, Day of the Tentacle is amazing. I love it so much. My favorite bit is when you go back in time and you help create the American flag. And like you have to speak with I think it's Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, and who was the third guy? Is something Adams or something? I can't remember. Apparently Virtual Verse has a retro cyberpunk setting. Okay, I'm in. Sign me the hell up. Here we go, the first Reaver gonna come into the main base. There's actually that much defense here. Hit him up could be in a big amount of trouble. Looks like a Goliath coming out at the perfect time here, but the Reaver gonna come down. Nice first Scarab, but only gets one probe. The Zealot eating up a lot of the damage. Reaver coming out, killing both of the Marines, but they did manage to break their way through the eggs regardless. Look at this, hit him up, pulling all of his, kill with the SUV. Okay, well, he does lose his Vulture, but does manage to kill the Reaver as well, so hit him up, comes out of that in a very good, very strong position. Virtuaverse is now on my wish list. And the initial, like, pixel art, like, intro they've got on Steam looks incredible. That looks so good. Oh, I saw this was at E3, I think. I saw this at the I think it was the PC Gaming Show at E3. There's a demo of it as well. I might need to download the demo and play it later. Okay, no additional tech coming in just yet. We do have a Citadel finally starting though, next to a cannon. Now he does know there is a starport, so he's going to have to defend against drops. Yeah, the full game is £12.99 pounds, which is around $18, $19, I guess, in America. And that makes it about... $1,900 yen? かな? わかんないんだけど. Probably about 1900 yen as well, not that that really matters to anyone but me, but there we go. If it's good, I'll, and it's got a Japanese translation, I'll recommend it to some of my friends, because my friends, like, Cyberpunk was really popular everywhere until it actually came out. Like, I was super hyped for Cyberpunk, right? I love Cyberpunk settings. Blade Runner is an amazing film. I need to watch it again. I haven't seen it in many, many years, so I've completely forgotten it. The Blade Runner game was incredible as well. Altered Carbon was great. And, yeah, Cyberpunk was like, wow, this is going to be like the greatest game ever. And then they fucked it up. Even after, like, treating their developers like shit, they still fucked it up. And it's like, well, this sucks. They still haven't fixed it fully, and it's very, very disappointing. I feel like saying it feels half-finished, but you enjoyed playing it. I mean, it is possibly still good, but until it goes really cheap in a sale, I'm not touching it. Oh, we do have another Reaver dropping off here. 3 kills so far, but does manage to get away with most of his SCVs. No turrets down here, which is kind of an interesting choice. Means these double shuttles are going to do quite a lot of damage. The Polish recall, 4th base coming in here for Digda. Unit's going to come back, but it's so difficult to get back through his base. His tanks have to go through here or here, but the SCV is blocking, and that means they have to run through the minerals. The first Dragoon is going to go down. In Videntia thing, never get hyped for ages, never get hyped for games till they release anymore. Yeah, fair point. They're one of my favorite quotes of all time from games is like, it's from the original Monkey Island, and it's like, never buy a game for more than $20 or something. It's like, what's the Monkey Island quote about dollars? Never pay more. That's it. Yeah, never pay more than $20 for a computer game. That is one of my favorite, like, one of my favorite quotes from, like, gaming, because it's so dumb. But I mean, to be honest, recently, with how good Steam sales are and how cheap games get so fast, it really is, like, unless you really, really want something, like, I barely buy anything on release anymore, unless I'm, like, super hyped for it, like, and if it's a Nintendo game, I'll buy it on release, because they never drop in price anyway. But, like, PC games, I mean, recently I bought Super Robot Wars 30th for full price, and I've been enjoying that so far, but I knew I was really going to enjoy that, so that's why I paid full price. But, like, AoE 4, which I'm really enjoying, I got through Game Pass. Back 4 Blood, I bought I bought full price because I knew I'd really, really love it, and I do. It's an amazing game. Everything else, though, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to go cheaper. Like, I want Monkey Ball. Like, I want the Monkey Ball remaster so bad, but I know it's going to be a game that's going to drop in sale on the Christmas sale. Like, definitely it's going to drop in price. So I'm going to buy it then. And then I also want to get the Mr. Driller remake as well, because that dropped in the previous sale and I forgot to buy it. So I'm gonna wait until it drops again and then I'll buy it. But yeah. Probably there's so many games I want to buy and I want to play, but then I buy them and never play them, so that's the sucky thing about adult life. As a kid, you have all the time in the world to play as many games as you want, but you don't have any money to buy them, and then you finally get money when you're an adult and you've got no time to play any of them. It sucks. Here we go, looks like we've got an engagement coming in. Nice moves by Hit Him Up so far, managed to get in with his vultures, but now this is going to cause a problem. Tanks were not sieged fast enough. And that means the tanks are actually in position to be attacked here. Mind Drag on the tanks as well. And oh my god, the Dragoons are doing so much damage. I think Digda may have actually won the engagement here. The tanks were not sieged in the right place. Mind's going off on the Dragoons. They're going to help out. And this could be a very, very close trade. But oh, there goes. Oh my god. Hot pickup on the High Templar. Doesn't save the Dragoon though. Apparently there was a storm stack that I completely missed. Hit Him Up is patrolling some vultures down here, but unfortunately not patrolling in the right place, so they're stuck. Looks like Hit Him Up wants to continue to push forward. This is his fourth base. Fourth base, of course, is already up here. Let's check the tech. We've got Citadel, Templar Archives. Do we have a Stargate? Not quite yet. He's actually going for the Kingdom style. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 gateways against not as many factories here, so this means this push is definitely not going to do anything. Thank you, Vaniox, for the raid, man. Mind Drag coming in. They're not really going to help out Hit Him Up too much. Hit Him Up needs to play this differently now. When you're up against Arbiters, you can play more aggressively because they've not got as many gateways. But when you're up against a player going mass gateway units, you can't afford to trade badly. You have to wait for 3-2, you have to turtle, and you have to mass expand. That is how you beat this build. And Hit Him Up looks like he's having a little bit of trouble doing that at the moment. But he does have defense down here at his fourth base, or his third base now. He can expand here quite easily if he takes out the Goliath and like pushes up. That's going to be very difficult for Digda to be able to attack into as well. Now the big problem Hit Him Up is going to have is if he allows Digda to take this other main, because by taking the other main, you get the other natural for free, and you also get the other front natural for free as well, essentially. And you also get another gateway farm. And that's something you definitely can't afford to let your Protoss opponent do, especially when you're behind. Now he's had a few engagements that have gone poorly. Can he get a better engagement coming up soon? Can he expand again? Now, expanding to the bases behind the eggs, there is also one down here as well that he can take. When you're up against this many shuttles, can be quite difficult. So, he does need to be careful. He's getting ready to push again. 3-2 is done, so this is his timing. This is the time where essentially Hit Him Up is at his strongest compared to the Protoss. There's not too many storms over here. He doesn't have any arbiters. Mass gateway units without storm does not deal well against the 3-2 Terran mech army. But here comes the storm. Here comes the shuttles. Oh my god, the Goliaths aren't shooting. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so much damage, but all the Goliath... Oh my god, this is the worst drop I've seen in a while. That is the perfect drop defense against Hit 'em Up. The units were dropping out one by one. They did not do enough friendly fire damage, but there is the Storms finally. 2 Storms cleaning up a lot of the tanks. Both players trading almost equally here, and that means we're going to reset the clock before we can go in for another engagement. Obviously, Digder is going to remax a lot faster. He has a lot more gateways than there are factories. They hit him up adding some more factories on now to try and help his remaxing effort. And my god, after sitting watching the game zoomed out for a while, zooming in with F6 is very weird. Like, how did we used to watch Brood War with just this on the screen? Like, I love zooming out way too much. Maybe other people don't. That's why people don't like me observing very much, but well, I guess people must like me because they're still watching, but still, zooming out definitely feels better than, like, having one screen worth of information. Like, now this is so much better. Look how much better this looks. Now, Probe's getting caught, transferring down to the bottom left, or bottom right even, so he should know there's a base down there now. And he is getting in a position to try and contain his opponent here. Let's actually hide the supplies for a second to get everything on screen. Once again, Digder is trading very efficiently. The Dragoon's getting on top of the tanks. Once again, the mine's not out in front. And Hit 'em Up is not trading well. And Digder is going to take an advantage in supply here. No, they're perfectly even again on supply. What the hell? How is he keeping up in supply? Hit 'em Up is doing such an amazing job. But where's all of his units? I guess he does have, like, no, he's even moved those units out of his natural. I was gonna say he has quite a contingent of units down in the bottom left, but even that doesn't matter. There's 3 cannons up here, but there's nothing defending the mineral line. If he can run all of it, okay, he needs to mine up all of this area before he runs in. He has to use his mines. And there we go. He's gonna mine up a little bit, but he needs to use all of them. He's going to try and run a single tank in to deal with the cannons. Now, the funny thing is, Digder is going to transfer away most of his probes, so he's not going to be able to get in. But can he run past the cannons? Looks like he's going to try to. The single tank on the low ground, be able to go through, but Hit 'em Up could be able to get a load of probes here. But one of the vultures getting a little bit stuck. Now, he's not up of him. This looks like it's going to go a little bit better this time because all of the Dragoons were all down in the bottom right. The shuttle goes down with a High Templar not being able to storm, and this looks much better for Hit 'em Up, trading a lot more efficiently, and Hit 'em Up is going to be able to push towards the top right hand corner. He should have left at least 1 or 2 tanks to defend the mines, but it looks like he's going to try and push his way straight up. Lots of units rallying across here. Digder moving across to try and catch the reinforcements. Sieging these tanks would be incredible. But he's getting in the natural of the Protoss. The first Arbiter is out, but the Arbiter was so late. There's no threat of recalls at the moment. A tank here could be able to take down this gas if he gets a scan involved. Dragoons in the middle of the map have gone down. That means this base is now vulnerable again. And it looks like we are going to have one of the... Oh, looks like he did take out the neutral Arbiter first. He's going to be able to get the... Oh, he's so close to be able to killing the Protoss Arbiter as well, but the Goliaths will go down. Tanks very far back here. If he can actually siege this gateway down if he wants to. But things definitely look a little bit better for Digder again. But Hit 'em Up with such a good supply lead. If only Hit 'em Up could drop down here at this point in time as well, he would basically secure his victory. You can mind control the neutral arbiters. They do come with full energy, I believe, but they don't have any upgrades. Hero poll trying to say Protoss outplayed the Terran all game. Terran just won A2, A3A. It turns out when you go mass gateway units and don't build enough Storm, you're going to lose to a 3-2 Terran mech army, which is the way the game is designed. You need multiple armies. Digder has the ability to remake buildings, or remake units from both bases. But Hit 'em Up has been trading well. He's been trading well. He's been reinforcing well as well. Now we've got 2 Arbiters here. This is going to be the big kind of equalizer. Tanks pushing forward once again. Lots of scans being used, but no 5th base by Hit 'em Up. He's got 2 Command Center is getting ready to fly up and down. He didn't kill these eggs, but he's got nothing to shoot the Arbiters down, which kind of makes this a little bit awkward for Terran. Zealot's coming out. 3-2 upgrades for the Protoss, by the way, against 3-3 Terran mech here. Not too bad. The Goliaths, when they pop out, should be able to deal with this. More Goliaths coming over. It's basically Goliath tank at the moment. He is preparing for a possible mass Arbiter play, and that's exactly what he needs to be doing. The eggs starting to go down, which means this base is going to start to be a little bit more vulnerable. The base down the bottom right, though, completely uncontested. Where is the dropship? He's got the starport. He's got no vessels. Why has he got no vessels or dropships? I don't understand. I guess he's kind of forgot, but here's the storm. First Arbiter has gone down. The second Arbiter in a little bit of a dangerous position, but Storm once again going to help defend this. Arbiter goes down. The tanks at the back doing a ton of damage. Digda has so much money, but not enough gateways to spend it. We've got the base going down here in the right hand side of the map. Digda mined out his main, mined out his natural. Well, his other natural is not actually mining very well at the moment. His only 2 mining bases are down on the bottom left. We do have a command center coming up in the left that is vulnerable to Arbiters, but he doesn't have enough units to recall. The base on the right is going to go down to hit him up. Looks like in his triumphant return to Brood War in the STPL is going to be able to take a win here over Digda. Unfortunately, I think if Quark had played game 2, we could have had an ace match here, but Quark couldn't make it for some reason. And that's a shame, because I think Ash really could have won the series today. Serve, unfortunately, just wasn't strong enough. Squall, of course, had a kind of weird game where he could have won as well. But Ash are definitely in a position to take out Wico, and that is very, very cool. Wico, second place finishers last season. Second place finishers. They lost the soul in the final. And Ash are doing incredible this season. Ash are on another level to what they have been previously. Hit him up coming in with his triumphant return to Brood War in the STPL with an amazing victory over Digda, who was playing a little bit of a weird older style, but he couldn't get it working. I mean, Logan has been playing this game, Hit him up has been playing this game for a very long time, which means playing against these like older styles that were very popular back in the day is kind of his way to, like, it's perfect for him essentially. Like, he must have had so much practice against this back in the day, because this was the way that all Protoss players played. Like, Kingdom style, Storm with gateway units was in. It was vogue. Now, we can already see that the Observer sees the base down here. He can't do anything about it. He doesn't know about this base in the top left, but realistically, he can't do anything about it. The base down here is pretty much dead. The probes did survive. But Digda's on borrowed time. We've got so many vultures coming in as well. If he can lay a load of mines to block Digda coming back, that's going to be game over. The one criticism I have for Hit 'em Up this game is he's not using enough mines. Now, using the mines here would be pretty good, but I mean, okay, killing the army with the mines is also good, but essentially stopping the Protoss player being able to reinforce this position may be a little bit better, because you can see this didn't really help him. Now, if he can maybe scan... Now, you can actually push your vultures over with mines as well here, if you use the stop micro. So I wonder if he's going to do it. Dragoon's going to kind of rally their way down to the bottom right as well. Yeah, this is kind of like the death throes of a Protoss player refusing to give up. He has definitely lost this game. That is good usage of mines, but did lose all of his vultures to do it. A dropship coming in. This is what I wanted to see about 5 minutes ago, but we finally have it in here. Gonna siege up on the low ground as well to defend his... Was there a probe there? There was a probe there, right? I wasn't imagining that. What did he shoot at? That must have been a probe, right? And there we go. GG, Digda taps out, Hit 'em Up, takes game number 4, gets a bit of pride back in the Ash roster, gets another win, which helps with the seeding. And that's going to be a win for Wico overall. Okay, so, whoa, what are we looking at here? Not the right page. There we go. 3-1 victory for Wico, but it could have easily gone in Ash's favor. Haya versus Squall. I think Squall, when he watches that replay back, is going to feel a little bit... he shouldn't feel too down. He did a very good job, but unfortunately, he just kind of made a few strategic misses, which ended up losing him the game. Essentially, he lost to a drop, which he could have defended if he'd either scouted it, or even then, once the drop went off, it wasn't the initial drop that did the damage, it was the 2 DTs that killed his Hydra Den. That was the only problem. If he'd have won that game, we would have gone into an ace match. Obviously, Serve replaced what's his name, Quark at the last minute as well. Quark is definitely a strong enough player to be able to take out 973. And Last versus Range was incredibly close as well. Serve versus 973 was only the kind of one-sided game, but that was only because Serve kind of... He ended up trying to go for a base trade, but then didn't micro it well enough. But still, he did a good job. 973, a very strong Zerg player, so doing as well as he did was impressive. That is going to be it for me for this week. I'll be back next Monday with some more STPL action. If you want to follow the STPL, you can do so on Twitter at twitter.com/STPLTV. On YouTube at youtube.com/STPLTV, where I also simulcast all of the streams. So if you ever watch on Twitch and you're like, I want to watch on YouTube instead, you can. You can pause a live stream on YouTube, which is great, and go back. That is like the best YouTube feature there is. I do love that whenever I'm watching like YouTube live streams, and that was the sad thing when ASL stopped streaming on YouTube, because I used to really love being able to work and then also like pause it when the phone came. That was brilliant. But that's gonna be it for me for now. Thank you once again for tuning in. A big thank you, a massive thank you actually, to our sponsors, Esport Fund and Maturino. We're going for a if we can, we're going for a $2,500 prize pool goal. If you want to help that happen, you can head on over to the Maturino link here in both the Twitch and YouTube chats right now, and you can add money to the prize pool. Do we still have any codes left? We've got one code remaining to add 30 cents to prize pool completely free. And then we're going to be relying on community donations to be able to get us to our goal. But once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the players for playing some fantastic games today. And I will see you guys next time. Have a very good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. I'll be looking forward to you coming back again. See you guys soon. If you're watching this, you're watching the STPL. Hopefully you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also, there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here.